What if modern technology like artificial intelligence allowed us to take college degrees and earn them faster? And I'm saying instead of 4 years or 6 years, 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or 12 months. It is absolutely possible to apply new technology to our college education and graduate faster. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ryan. I earned an entire bachelor's degree in just 9 months before AI, and now things are getting faster. Just like and subscribe if this is a topic that's interesting to you. Now let's show you how to use AI to earn college degrees faster. I want to start with math because for most people, math is the absolute scariest subject. Math for me was my struggling subject growing up. I, in fact, dropped out of high school math my senior year because I had barely enough to graduate. And then in college, I was terrible at math. Then I discovered degree hacking and I finished all of my college math classes in 3 weeks. And I know this sounds crazy, but let's use some AI and I'm going to show you how to do this a whole lot faster. Now let's start with ChatGPT, and we're going to use ChatGPT to help us get through college math classes. Now, this is not the only step, okay? There are some steps I'm going to get to in this video that have to be completed in order to go get your college degrees really fast. But we're going to start with just learning college math using AI. And it's basically like using a cheat code, okay? Now, college math, let's start by me saying you do not have to be a math whiz to pass college level math exams. And if you pass college level math exams, you can get credit for college level math classes and go get your degree faster. Now, we're going to use AI to learn math as quickly as we possibly can, and we're going to ignore all the stuff we don't need to learn and only learn what we do need to. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going over here in ChatGPT to explore GPTs. If we go to explore GPTs, you can search GPTs and you're going to search for Tutor Me. You just type in Tutor Me right here in the search box. Now you're going to click on Start Chat. And guess what? We are going to use AI to learn math and test out of math classes. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to paste teach me quadratic equations like I'm 12 years old. And don't worry, I am not going to teach you quadratic equations. You're not going to have to go through all this. I'm literally just showing you how to use the AI. This is not a math lesson. Now, as you can see, chat is answering my question and it's laying out what a quadratic equation looks like. And then it says, what makes the difference from just a regular equation like x plus 3 equals 5? What do you notice? What's different in quadratic equations? Guess what? If you have no idea, you can just say, hey, chat, I have no clue. And guess what? Chat will then break it down and say, let's go more simple. And you basically just interact back and forth. And let's say you're being tested on 10 math principles. If all you did was go through this process to learn each of these 10 math principles, just enough so you could pass a math exam, you can do this and sit down and do this in a weekend for an entire math class and fly through math. Now let's move on to my next example, and that is using another AI tool called Grok. Grok is really good at searching the internet and finding information and bringing it back to us. Now, all I'm saying is, hey, Grok, I need to write a college essay about the US Constitution. I don't know where to start. Can you help me find some college essays on the same subject so I can get some ideas? And we're just going to search that. And guess what? Grok is going to go find us a whole bunch of college essays and boom, give us these essays. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to realize, hey, it's giving me websites, but I didn't include in my prompt to actually drop me links. So if I just say, hey, can you give me links to these? Boom, all of a sudden I have clickable links and I can go and read these essays and get ideas so that I can have a starting point for writing an essay. There are so many different tactics and hacks you can use to learn college material more quickly. Now, the biggest factor in accelerating your college degree is if you can move outside of the college system of homework and quizzes and textbooks and lesson plans and study guides and all of the things that slow us down in college, and you can just learn the material on your own using modern technology. Now, having said that, you can't just walk into a university and be like, I'm going to learn myself. I don't need to use your stuff. You actually need to find college programs that allow you to work in this way. college level programs that I recommend are called competency-based education programs. And what that means is you get credit for college level classes if you prove that you have the knowledge that they're teaching. You don't have to go in with the knowledge. You can actually, one class at a time, go and learn it on your own and then prove the knowledge. But if you follow this structure, you can graduate a lot faster. Now, some good examples of schools like this would be Western Governors University, which has a business school, a tech school, a health and nursing school, an education school, and all of their programs are fully self-paced and fully competency-based. I've seen degrees at this school earned as quickly as 3 months, entire bachelor's degrees as quickly as 3 months. Another option would be big name schools like the University of Purdue, who have online branches like this, Purdue University Global. If we go into their degree programs, we can search for example, business degrees, and we can scroll down and see that they have regular bachelor's in business, and they have Excel Track Bachelor of Science in Business. These Excel Track programs are fully self-paced and competency-based. Another example would be the University of Massachusetts. They have this branch called the University of Massachusetts Global, where they offer some regular online programs and some fully self-paced online programs. If we go into their academic programs and do a quick search, what we can do is filter right here for online self-paced programs, and we're looking for what are called these MyPath programs. They've got a bunch of business and a bunch of tech degrees. Now, if you're wondering, well, these competency-based programs, are they actually going to get me the same jobs? Are they going to have the same career benefits? The answer is yes for most students. If you want to become a law student and you have to graduate from Harvard University to get this specific law job or get into this specific law school, guess what? You got to go to Harvard. But for 95% of students, this is going to work just perfect. If you don't believe me, Forbes did a study basically showing that these less expensive competency-based education programs are just as good as traditional programs. If we scroll down here, they did a whole bunch of research, and this is what they found out. Our survey-based quantitative study of CBE programs finds no evidence that CBE graduates in programs studied had less favorable outcomes than the non-CBE graduates. In fact, incomes of both Western Governors University and the other institution, they just say Institution X graduates, were significantly higher than those of graduates of traditional programs. So their study that they did a poll of career outcomes with students from traditional schools and students from competency-based schools. And guess what? The students with competency-based degrees actually performed better. Now, the key here is we have to use a concept that I call going rogue in order to fully accelerate our degrees and earn them in months instead of years. Now, going rogue, what that means, guess what? These universities, as amazing as they are, they're self-paced. If you know the material, you can prove that you know the material. These schools are still going to try to teach us the material. And what do schools do when they try to teach us? They use textbooks and they use study guides and lesson plans and quizzes, all these really, really inefficient ways of learning things. That's how they teach us. If we can just figure out what we need to learn, we can then go self-study like I showed you using AI or YouTube or Google or the entire internet to actually learn the material. So the key is figuring out what you need to learn, learning it, and then coming back and proving your knowledge so that you can use modern learning resources instead of the ones that the schools are offering. Now, here's the thing. A lot of students will say, no way, you cannot learn 4 years worth of material in 3 months or in 6 months or in 9 months. You just can't do it. It's not the same. Well, I want you to take a step back and consider something. I call this the bar exam paradox. The bar exam is one of the hardest exams on planet Earth, and it's the exam you have to pass to become a lawyer. It's probably the most failed exam on the planet. Some students will attempt it 5 times or 10 times and never pass. Now, here's the crazy thing. Most students consider the bar exam to be more challenging than their entire master's degree. Well, on average, an entire master's degree is earned across the span of about 3 years. Students who pass the bar exam on average spend 8 to 12 weeks to study for and pass the bar exam. Well, what's the difference here? Why does a master's degree take 3 years, but the bar exam takes 8 to 12 weeks? The key difference is students studying for the bar exam know exactly what they need to learn and exactly what they need to study. And they just go study those things on their own. Then they come back and pass that exam. When we use the school's system, we go slower because guess what? Schools want us to go slower for one simple reason. Because the longer we are enrolled in their schools, the more money they make. Their education is their product and we are their customers. They have no incentive to help us graduate faster. Now, if you're interested in earning your college degree this fast, I'm going to leave some resource links down below the video where I walk through my program if you want my help doing this. And I walk through a 3-step training video that shows you how to do all of this so that you can go do this for yourself. Use those links down below in the description. I hope this video has helped. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in the next video.